Video games are amazing, immersive, addictive. They're also a powerful storytelling tool. We spend more time playing them every year, but can you name a modern, mainstream game that tackles the biggest crisis facing humanity? Yeah, neither can we. But there's a guy who wants to change that.
Dargan Frierson.
Meet Dargan Frierson. His main job is running climate simulations to better understand how warming affects our planet.
We only have one Earth to observe, right? But with a model, you can make up all sorts of imaginary planets. That research line is not too far from video games, right?
It takes a lot to grab people's attention when it comes to climate change. It's abstract, it's often academic, and it's a bummer. A good video game could fix those issues. It could make climate change more tangible and immediate. It could show people how they could fight it or fail. And unlike real life, failing's okay. Roughly a third of the people in the world are gamers, so a climate change video game could have a big impact. That's the idea behind Earth Games, a University of Washington lab designing games about climate and environmental science. Students have created games explaining the physics behind the greenhouse effect, or how soot is making the Arctic warm even faster. There's a problem though.
I think most educational games are not very good, really. Yeah.
There have been a few exceptions. Minecraft, a popular building block game, offers an education edition, which teachers have used in engineering or simple computer coding lessons. There's even a pretty good example of a major climate change game. Sim Earth was released in 1990 by climate scientist James Lovelock and designer Will Wright. Players create a fictional Earth, complete with geology, weather, climate systems, and even life forms. Your design choices have immediate, evidence-based impacts on how your planet functions. It was essentially a climate model in the form of a game, complete with a 200-page science manual.
I'm not surprised that people still talk about it because it was such an important thing. I think what is more surprising is that nobody's really made anything like that since then.
But the Earth Games team wants to make that happen. Here are some lessons they've learned from their game Infrared Escape. You play as a beam of infrared light traveling through the air and dodging CO2. Your goal is to escape the atmosphere without contributing to climate change. It's straightforward, like Pac-Man, and that's the key.
Climate denial organizations have just tried to get across that the science is very complicated.
Infrared escape is not complicated. See those dots? That's CO2. We often can't see pollution, but you can in infrared escape.
So many aspects of pollution are invisible or are only detectable in statistical studies or,
And climate change feels a lot more urgent when it causes you to lose a game. In the game, you can unlock something like the Paris Climate Agreement. The game is still challenging, but once the accord is signed, it's actually winnable. This is really what Earth Games is trying to do. Empower people with big ideas to collaborate. Because in virtual reality, or reality, no one person is going to solve climate change. In April, Earth Games co-sponsored a 48-hour game jam in Seattle. Designers and hobbyists got together and competed to build a climate change game in a weekend. Most of them had no background in climate science, just an interest in creating a great tale. Frierson's betting that if he can show enough people that they can tell a great story about climate change, eventually someone will. Until then, I guess we're stuck with 90s graphics to stave off the climate apocalypse. Oh, one more thing. Video games aren't the only tool Frierson uses to get people interested in climate change.
Sheets of ice and snowpack, they reflect radiation back. Where there is ice, albedo. Tiny droplets in the sky, cirrostratus way up high. Where there is cloud, albedo.